Jonathan and I have been friends for a long time. We came up at the same time on Broadway. Dan was the wild card, but when we all found out we were going to do this together, we started kind of video messaging, and we were like, oh, we're all kind of obsessed with each other. How weird.
You know, when you're on a date or something and it just clicks?
No, but we love each other.
Yeah.
We have so much in common, but we're also all very different. Like, to be so in love with the two people that are playing your best friends in something is, I mean, frankly, just like makes my job so much easier.
Dan has a baby now. Lindsay's daughter is coming to the theater. Now it's like very meta.
Oh man, I love so much about Gussie. I love that she is really complex. I think that she's funny. I think that she's awkward. I think that she's a larger than life personality, but then also she has a vulnerability and a humanity that I think is so essential.
I think Beth is so strong and so fearless, and I think that what for me I see is that she's just kind of a badass.
I love playing this character so much. I mean, I love how deeply connected she is to her friends. I love her wry, incredible sense of humor. Thank you, George Firth, for this book.
I cried so hard when we left the New York Theater Workshop because I love doing off-Broadway. I love the intimacy of it, and I was really feeling like, oh God, it's never going to be the same. Then we came into the Hudson Theater, and I realized, or I had the revelation, that this show was written to be on Broadway.
I actually got to know Brian Sears, who plays Bunker, like when I was doing How to Succeed, like over 10 years ago when he was in Book of Mormon. So like having moments with him where we're like, oh yeah, we were like just hanging out in bars together, and now we're like doing the show together. It's just really, yeah, it's all very special.
When I first started doing it, it was the first time I'd ever done it. It's the first time I'd ever heard it, and it knocked me out. I mean, it's so moving to me.
The songs are incredible. Like, this is a ridiculous score. Like, every single one, like, there are no skips.
I just think it's so universally applicable. I think everybody can see themselves in the play.
The recounting of it is just, it's so kind of bittersweet and wonderful, and gets everyone to go deep about their own life.
Well, I think it was Sondheim's most intimate show. It was the one that he identifies as his most personal work.
I'm sort of inside of Beth, but what I love about my sort of trajectory in the show is that loving someone is never a mistake, you know? And it doesn't mean that everybody stays in your life all the time, but loving someone is never a mistake. It's risky.